I think this is a fantastic initiative. It's bringing quite a number of different types of experts in the area of machine learning and presenting their work in a tutorial way to an awful lot of young researchers and people that are trying to learn about machine learning. The summer school has been very well organised and the coffee and cakes have been fantastic. No, I don't. And for a number of reasons. I think that the creative process is very much human, and we really still do not understand what the human innovative and creative process is. And if we think about the great success of neural networks, they are predominantly driven by the availability of data. When there is lots of data, so lots of examples of pictures of kittens on Facebook, for example, then these neural networks perform very well. What data do we have about the creative process? And when will we really have enough of that data for a neural network to emulate the human creative process? So I think we're quite far away from something like that. So I don't lose sleep at night about it. So there's absolutely no doubt that artificial intelligence and machine learning have completely transformed markets, completely created new markets that never existed, and completely destroyed some old markets. So there has been, over the last decade, a real disruption in a number of markets, in a number of ways that people purchase music, the way they purchase food, and even the way that we construct buildings and so on. So there is a massive disruption, and it's very positive. And I think that the technology, the AI machine learning technology, is certainly driving this. So most companies, I would say, really need to upskill, and they need to have a strategy for AI and machine learning. Well, yes, I'm a professor of engineering at Cambridge, and I work with a number of researchers across the globe, so, for example, and I think having an international perspective is really important, and I think this is why the Skoltech school here, which brings in international people to gain a broader perspective, is really helpful. I tell a kid I do very hard sums, very difficult arithmetic, and then they don't want to know what I do. So typically I would tell a kid that I work with data, the kind of data that they know about from their use of their mobile phones or from their computer games, and that I make their computer games smarter and harder to beat. I make their mobile phones faster and cheaper for them to use. And then they're very happy and they don't want to know any more than that. Well, I think the main one at the moment is that artificial intelligence is going to take over the world, and that humans are going to be supplanted. I think that's the main stereotype, and I think it's the main source of hype. Because if we think automation has always supplanted people who do particular jobs. So for example, before the car was invented, we had many people employed in looking after horses and putting shoes on horses and so on. Then the automobile was invented, and we didn't need people to shoe horses or to look after them as much or feed them. We needed people that knew how to drive automobiles, how to maintain them. And I think with AI supplanting people in different jobs is just part of that natural progression, and I don't think there is going to be any doomsday scenario, because I don't think artificial intelligence is really particularly intelligent at the moment. So I think for me, the ones that are really exciting are projects that are combining data and machine learning with what we know about physical laws, so the mathematical descriptions of physical laws, and the combination of these two. So typically, AI and machine learning would be driven primarily by data, and physics and engineering, chemistry, is mainly driven by physical and chemical laws. And bringing these together creates something that neither of the two alone could possibly achieve. And for me, this is the great frontier where we're making advances in drug discovery, in the design of new processes, faster processes, cheaper processes, opening up new markets, improving the health and well-being of whole populations. I think for me that this is the most exciting areas that I'm working in, this combination.